But Alisson Becker, are you and I going to go build a statue of him at Anfield after this game? I feel like we need to talk a bit more about Alisson. For me, he's the best I've seen. I think you and I are around the same age. I'm confident in saying that. All three of us are. I don't think I've seen a goalkeeper in my time as a Liverpool fan at the standard he consistently reaches. And there's been big moments in the Champions League in the past. The Napoli save, which is obviously vital to us winning number 6. It's another performance. If we do go all the way to the final, if we do end up winning number 7, that's a performance tonight from Alisson Becker that we'll be talking about years to come.
It's a phenomenal performance. I mean, you mentioned there about a time when he like bear clawed it away. It wasn't just once. He did that frequently during the game. It was something clearly he was aware of, and I don't know if he'd thought about beforehand. I don't know if there was any tactical instruction there. I would think not. I think that was probably unlikely, but instinctually he recognised that they had players constantly overloaded on the back post when shots were coming in. And it was really clever, and 9 times out of 10, by the way, he managed to find a red shirt with that. Listen, so much has been said about Alisson Becker. When the time comes that he leaves Liverpool, it'll be an incredibly sad day, and I hope that time is a long way off, because he still looks absolutely in his prime, and you couldn't showcase that more than what we saw tonight.
Yeah, I have to say, the age he is, I look at him and I think it's the injuries has been the only thing that's maybe crept in the last couple of seasons. He's not always as available. He still insists on playing that kick, playing the ball where he kicks it with the outside of the foot, where he's done his hamstring that way about 5 times. He tried it once tonight and I always wince when he does it. But, fitness permitting, I don't see any deterioration in his form. I think he's at that same high standard he's always been at. He's
an unbelievable player. I mean, you only had to see as well the way Kelleher looked at him and hugged him after the game, what he had to say to him, because he was in awe of him. And Kelleher is a great professional, a really cracking goalkeeper himself in his own right. But let's make no bones about it. Alisson Becker, there's only one of him in the world. I mean, the nonsense talk I hear from time to time about Martinez being mentioned in the same breath as him. I mean, even being, called the best goalkeeper in the world, I find it an absolute affront, not just on a personal level, not just as a Liverpool player, but just as a football fan. It's absolute nonsense. Some PR that Martinez has got, by the way. Alisson Becker,
2 years running, I think. 2 years running now, the best keeper in the world.
Listen, he's a good goalkeeper, but there's a reason why he was in Arsenal's reserves for about 10 years. He's a good goalkeeper, but I think he almost gets that credit because he's a narc, because he's a big personality. Alisson Becker doesn't have to do that. Alisson Becker is a big cuddly bear, but as you say, he's quietly a real leader in that dressing room, and we've seen him go through real highs and lows on a personal level as well. We've seen him go through the absolute worst time of his life, and I think we've got an emotional connection with him because of that.
And he does with us. I think it's great to see.
I think so, but the memories that he's given us, nights like this, supplemented by scoring, incredible headers to get us into the Champions League in years gone by as well. I mean, he is a true one-off, and I don't think it's a stretch to say, the greatest goalkeeper ever to wear the shirt for the club, because he is a true legend.